Welcome to Spring LIB.
Hello students, in this question it is being said that in corn there are three seed coat color phenotypes which are red, mottled and white, and there is another gene which controls the height of the plant, and the height of the plant could be either tall and or short. And if you cross a homozygous red and a tall plant with a homozygous white and short plant, you get all mottled plants. So here homozygous red and tall plants is crossed with homozygous white and short plants, then we get all mottled tall plants. Now when these mottled tall plants are selfed or self-crossed, tall plants, mottled and tall plants, we get the following number of plants with indicated phenotypes, which is indicated below, which is red and short or 6, mottled and short or 13, white and short or 7, red and tall or 16, mottled and tall or 34, white and tall or 20, and the total number of offsprings is 96. Now on the basis of this data, the question asked is, what would be the expected ratio for the first category, which is this one, for the first category, which is red and short. So in order to find the expected ratio of all the combinations of the phenotypes, we must use the Punnett square, in which we will self cross mottled tall plants. So since we are crossing between homozygous red and tall, so red will be represented by the RR, homozygous dominant, and white will be represented by homozygous recessive gene, and the heterozygous RR will be mottled seed coat color. And in case of the height of the plant, TT will represent tall plants, and TT will also represent tall plants, and TT will represent short plants. Since we are crossing between homozygous red and tall plants with homozygous white and short plants, so the respective phenotype of the red and homozygous red and tall plant is crossed with homozygous white and short plants, we get all mottled and tall plants whose genotype will be RRTT. Now, in order to find the expected ratio, we must use the Punnett's square to represent this mottled tall plant cross. So this represents the cross between the mottled tall plants, which is self-crossed. These will be the gametes which will be produced by this plant having RRTT genotypes when we self them. So we were asked what would be the expected phenotypic ratio of the red and short, as red and short, red will be represented by RR, short will be represented by TT. So we have to find the RRTT. This is the RRTT here, only one, and total number of offsprings is 16, so 1 by 16. So the expected ratio of red and short is 1 by 16. So among the given option, which is correct option, is option E, which says that 1 by 16. Another question asked is, what would be the expected number of fourth category, which is this one, red and tall. So red and tall, we must know the expected number of red and tall here. So since the tall could be having two genotypes, one is TT, red has only one genotype. For RRTT, we can see it is only one here, and RRTT are 2, 1 and 2. So total is 3 upon 16. So we have to find the expected number. So 3 by 16 of 96, it is equal to 18. So the expected number of red and tall is 18. Another question asked is, what would be the total value for this chi-square test? As we know that chi-square test, chi-square is equal to summation of observed minus expected whole square upon expected phenotype. So O represents observed phenotype, E represents expected phenotype. So these ones represent the observed phenotypes, and we can work out the expected phenotypes like we did in the previous question regarding red and tall, whose total number expected ratio was 3/16, and times 96, it came out to be 18. So we will calculate their expected ratios and expected number for each category. So those categories would be then expect ratio. So then we will plug in the values here in chi-square b. For example, for this category, red and tall, the observed is 16 and expected is 18. So we will square it upon 18, and we will go on adding. For example, red and short, since its expected ratio is 1/16, 1/16 of 96 is equal to 6, which makes it expected number 6. Or yes, expected number 6. Observed number is also 6. So it will be 6 minus 6 square upon 6, and we can go on adding each and every category here in this formula, and the chi-square will come out to be round about 2.30. This will be the calculated chi-square value. The critical chi-square value will be the degree of freedom is 3 here, and the chi-square critical chi-square value for degree of freedom 3, and significance level of 0.05, the critical chi-square is 7.1. Since the calculated chi-square value is lower than the critical value, so we can accept the null hypothesis. So another question was asking about, based on the value of this chi-square test, what is your conclusion? So since calculated chi-square is lower than 7.81 critical chi-square, we can accept the null hypothesis. So which makes the answer to this question option C, accept the model discrepancies due to chain alone. I hope you found the video useful. Thank you.